Hello everyone, it's Tuesday, I'm Chad.
And I'm Ben.
We're here with the Tuesday tip of the week. We thank you for joining us. A lot of you around Metro Detroit, when you come see us, you are in, whether you know it or not, what Ben and I refer to as swing prison. So ultimately, too many swing thoughts going on. You're not allowing yourself to play to your potential. And we have an activity today that's going to help break you out, set you free, and hit more good golf shots out on the golf course. How are we going to do that?
We're going to bring in Houdini.
What do you got for that? Houdini?
Houdini's coming in, man.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
So we're actually going to use this to enhance the whole visualization process.
So visualization is how?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So we're not going to hypnotize anybody, we promise. But this is one of the coolest activities that we've ever done. We'd like to thank Dr. Rick Jensen for actually giving us this activity. This is one of the more powerful things that you'd ever experience when you play golf.
Okay, so a lot of you, let's say beginning and average players, dismiss the power of the simple things, right? So the idea would be, my swing has to be perfect, and then I'll do the visualizing. We would say, no, no, no. So a couple of weeks ago, we had talked about create the state, don't wait with your confidence in putting. Well, now with your ball striking and your short game, if you will, visualization is what we're going to do. So we're going to demonstrate this activity. Kyle's the man with the camera. He's going to get in there, so you're going to see what goes on. So we want to use this activity as an expression of how powerful this truly is. So you're going to see this here. It'll probably take us 90 seconds, so bear with it. Here we go. So Ben, you're going to sit down, and what I want you to do is hold that pendulum, and then I want you to get your attention right over that pendulum, and then we're going to put this pen on the ground. And can you imagine that that pendulum is right over that pen, yes? All right, so as you do this, what I want you to do is start sensing or seeing that pendulum swing from right to left, back and forth over that pen. So as you start to sense and see it swing from right to left, I want you to start to sense it get bigger and bigger as it goes, kind of like a swing set in the backyard. As you're pushing your boys on the swing set, they get momentum, and you can actually sense or see it start to swing out over the edges of that pen. So it's going to go faster and faster. You're not moving your hand, you're sensing it, seeing it with your mind. Swing from right to left. So probably in your mind, very, very quiet state, just seeing it swing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our pen here, and I want you to shift it. I want you to start to see it change direction. It's going to go from top to bottom and change directions here. So can you start to see it swing way out over the end of the pen? So in your mind, you're starting to see it. It's going to start to gain some momentum. Now it's like if you were actually pushing your boys from behind, you're going to see it swing more and more and more. So it's fascinating that just by changing the way he was sensing or seeing it, that the pendulum actually changed directions without him moving his hand. So Kyle's got the camera in there close. You can see nothing's going on. There's no tricky business. There's just Ben quieting his mind and sensing or seeing this pendulum swing up and down around that pen. So our buddies at Tricovery, we thank you for the pen. We love these things. And now, if we had our tee here, I want you to imagine this thing going, let's say, counterclockwise around and around. And maybe as it's going counterclockwise, you could start to see it change colors. Maybe it's like neon green or neon blue. That's always what I see. And then as it starts to create momentum, kind of like a tornado, it gains energy. And you can see this thing actually start to do different things. Okay. Here we go. So your back nine of a big round. Now I want you to start to see it go clockwise. So like the big Rolex clock on the first tee. Real nice. So you're going to change direction of that pendulum in your mind. And as you start to do it, you're going to see it start to want to pick up some momentum. And it's going to get brighter and bigger. And on we go. Okay. So, you ready to come out of your trance, man? So, if any of you watched that, you could see that Ben was not manipulating the pendulum with his hand. And he actually got that thing to change directions. It went from right to left to up and down, and then it went counterclockwise and clockwise. Now, What they couldn't see is what was going on in your mind. So they heard me talking and they saw this thing moving, but now you give us from your perspective what that was like for you.
Yeah, there was really nothing much going through my head. I mean, the only thing that was really going through my head is just seeing the picture of the pendulum doing all the different things. There was really nothing else going through my mind. A couple things that we've noticed through the years is people that can't get that to move, typically there's other things that are going on. If you can quiet the mind and strictly visualize what you want that thing to do, it's amazing how you can get the pendulum to respond. You can make it do basically anything you want through visualization. So what the heck does this mean for their golf shots, man?
That's a great question. So what are the implications? So we've seen this time and time again with folks who come see us at GLA here. The question is if you can do this with your mind, you could put a washer at the end of a string and try this at home. Mm-hmm. You can do this at home. So please do this at home. If you can move this, what are the implications for this? And are you accessing what you already own so you can get the best of what you got, right? Because once you step on the first tee on Saturday morning, you got to use what you have at that point. So that's what I would say. I mean, are people trying? Are you sensing what you want the ball to do, seeing what you want the ball to do?
Yeah, and I think most of the time what we notice with our people that come through the door here is a lot of times they're so focused on swing and they're very, very careless behind the ball. Let me tell a quick story of how powerful this can really be. There's a great book out there. It's called The Placebo Effect. There was a gentleman that he was held hostage over in Iraq for, I believe it was 1.5 years. But anyway, one of the things that he used to do to get him through that awful situation is he used to just continually visualize rounds of golf. Okay, so he would visualize, 54 holes a day to get him through that awful experience. When he got released back to the U.S., this man had never broken 90 in his life. His first round of golf, when he got back to the U.S., he shot 74. And what he used to visualize, according to the book, was he used to visualize himself shooting even par. So with absolutely no practice and just using visualization, this guy was able to break 90 for the first time, shoot 74, first day back to the U.S. after being held hostage for 1.5 years.
That's a hell of a story. I've never heard that before.
Yeah,
I've never heard you tell
it's
it.
Fascinating.
Okay. So use the pendulum, get a washer on a string, do it for yourself so you can see that it's possible for you too. You'd be surprised. And then start to consider what are the implications for your golf ball. And then behind the ball, like you say, don't be careless. Start to see what you want that ball to do so you can start to see that you're capable of much more than you think. Anything you want to add before we sign off?
One thing that I might add there is please do not take this lightly. If you look at the guys on the PGA Tour, Jason Day, Keegan Bradley, if you look at these guys when they're behind the ball and how much time they actually spend visualizing, it's quite fascinating. And that is just the one thing that we don't see with most players when they're out there. And then just take that visualization all the way through the shot. You don't need to think about your swing. Just take that visualization, free swinging motion, watch what the heck happens. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with the end result.
All right. Use visualization to help yourself. It's a powerful tool, one that you may not be aware of. Start using it today. If you like these videos, go on over to YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have 160 videos over there. Keep doing it. We thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.